to the Dethroning Your Inner Critic YouTube channel. I'm Joanna Kleinman, psychotherapist and CEO of the Mastering Your Mind coaching company. And whether you're new here or you've been walking this path with me for a while, I am so glad that you are tuning in. So I want to ask you if you've ever felt like you are on the edge of something big. So right now, I don't know, maybe your career feels a little flat, or maybe your kids are older and there's this quiet whisper inside that says, there is something more for me. So you're waking up. And today, I'm going to talk about what it really means to listen to that whisper, to follow it, and to turn it into the most extraordinary chapter of your life. So the truth is, the voice that got you here is not the voice that's going to take you to that next chapter. Maybe that's your third act. So let's dive into what will. Now, for most of our lives, you could say that we've been wearing a costume, right? We've become who we thought we needed to be, maybe for our families, for our careers, for our image, for security. And now that identity doesn't really feel like it fits anymore. And I call that your inner critic identity. And that's the identity that's still holding on and still trying to predict and control everything in life so that your life continues to feel safe and predictable and in the known and the familiar. So you're having this whisper because something else inside of you is awakening. And maybe you're even starting to see those synchronicities, when you have a thought and then all of a sudden you're at the grocery store or you're at the mall and you hear somebody talking about that exact thought that you had, or you're at the bookstore and all of a sudden you notice this book that is right on target with the very thing that you thought about the day before. So you could be noticing that people around you are still stuck in their automatic and reactive patterns. And here's what I want you to know. It doesn't mean you're better than they are, but you are starting to think differently. You're beginning to tune into a deeper consciousness. And that deeper consciousness has probably been waiting for you to arrive for a long time. And it can feel a little lonely, right? It can feel like you're standing on the top of a mountain in the dark and holding on to a lantern and lighting a path that only you can see. But this might be a time in your life like the caterpillar that goes into the chrysalis, right? This is where your transformation happens. So I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that you're walking into a room where every version of you is sitting at the table. So your childhood self is there, and your teenage self is there, and the version of you who wore all the masks is there, and the version of you who broke down, right? That version is there too. And on the other side of the table is your future self. And that's the one that already has it all figured out. That's the one that is already living the life that you are dreaming of living right now. And I want you to ask all of those versions of you, including that future version of you, what do you need to hear from me right now? Because let me tell you that right now you are carrying all of those versions of you. And the truth is, the version you've been ignoring might just be the one that's holding the key. So this is your invitation to stop waiting for somebody else to open the door and to start remembering you are the key. You hold the key to everything. Now, let me be real with you for a second, right? Even now, after building a whole coaching company, creating the mind method, having a coach certification program that's took 2 years to get accredited by the International Coaches Federation, coaching thousands of people, I still wake up to my inner critic voice every day. And she questions whether I'm going to fail. And she wonders whether it's all going to work out. And she tells me maybe I'm not even ready for all of this. So the key is that I've trained myself, I've trained everybody I work with to tune into not just a different voice, but a very different identity. And that is the identity of our authentic self. And we have to tune into that identity over and over and over again. Every single day, multiple times a day. It's not a one-time fix. It is a muscle. And it's really the only muscle that leads to lasting success. Okay. It is not about getting rid of that old identity. It's about being able to so clearly see all of the facets and nuances of that old identity that every time that old identity shows up and tries to suck you back in, you can unhook yourself from that old identity and plug yourself into the identity of that future self that's sitting on that other end of the table. That future self that already knows that she's enough, that she has everything that it takes, and that she deserves the fulfillment and the joy and the success that is coming to her. So here's where most people get stuck, okay? They see the whole dream, they see the whole vision, they see the whole big picture, and it looks so big, it looks so far, it looks so impossible that they give up before they ever start. But the thing is, you're not supposed to build that dream all at once. You're only supposed to take the very next step. So you're embodying the energy of the version of you that already has the dream. And with that energy, you're just taking the next step. Now, I've taken a lot of steps in my business that led nowhere. But the thing is that every step taught me how to separate my inner critic's meaning of things going nowhere from my authentic self's vision of where I'm going. So the only way to make your dream real is by doing what most people are unwilling to do. Most people don't even know that they're building a life around fear and predictability. They're trying to make sure that nothing ever goes off track and everything is controllable and figure outable and predictable. And this is why most people abandon their dream, because sometimes taking that next step can feel like jumping off a cliff with no parachute. Okay. But the thing is, you have the courage and the capacity to jump anyway, because your life is never going to be in the perfect position to take action on your dreams. It's never going to happen. It's always going to be a little messy. It's always going to be a little uncertain. So you have to learn to master that energy right now, to embody the energy of that future self that's already done it. You have to focus yourself on that identity. You have to protect it, and you have to keep feeding that version of you with your dream. Now, for me, the only thing that keeps me going, especially in this third act, is the unwavering commitment to my vision. No matter what happens, I'm not giving up. I'm taking the next step. And the truth is, I never could have gotten here alone. So if you're trying to build your dream all by yourself, you can't do this alone. So success accelerates when you're surrounded by people who are building that same dream, people who believe in your vision, people who are rising beyond their own inner critic selves as well. That's the power of community. And I certainly would never be where I am without the community that I've surrounded myself with. Okay. You're never going to feel 100% ready. Preparation paralysis is real, right? So if you feel like you're doing something by getting ready, you're actually just delaying. At some point, you've got to go. And I'm going to tell you, when you do, you define what success looks like, not the Instagram algorithm, not your bank account, not somebody else's expectations, not your inner critic's ideal picture of the way it's supposed to be. Even if you just get that next step done, that's success. So let me ask you, what if you get it? What if you actually succeed? What if you actually get to that dream? What if this dream that's been tugging at your soul actually becomes your reality? So you don't need permission, and you certainly don't need a perfect plan, and you don't need to question whether you belong, because any room that you step into is better because you're in it. And that world, that identity is waiting for you. So listen, I love you. I believe in you. And your third act is going to blow your mind. So now is the time to take the next step. So I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below if this spoke to you. Share your dream. Let's build this together. If you're ready to go deeper, check out the link below to take my free inner critic assessment, and you can start your own journey of transformation right there. Or if you're ready to turn your purpose into a much bigger impact, maybe you want to learn how to become a mind method coach. It's accredited through the International Coaches Federation, which is the gold standard in professional coaching. I'm so proud of this program that's taken me 2 years to build. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear this today. So let's dream big. Let's dream in color, and let's frickin' go. Drop a comment below.